Our keynote speaker for today is Director John Martin. John Martin was first appointed as the director of the Ohio Department of Developmental Disabilities in 2007. In 2011, Governor John Kasich reappointed Director Martin to continue serving as the director of DODD. Director Martin has emphasized leadership transformation in several areas for the department, including increased collaboration with stakeholders, upgrading technology infrastructure, and making data-driven decisions to help better align resources and programs for long-term sustainability. He's led several core initiatives, such as creating more opportunities for individuals with developmental disabilities to live and work in their communities, securing the $1 an hour competency-based add-on, developing the Positive Culture Initiative, supporting shared services and collaboration models among county boards, and consolidating all DD programs under DODD to reduce confusion for those who use the services. Director Martin knows the DD community firsthand, not only as the father of a young adult son with disabilities, but also as the former executive director of Sunshine Incorporated of Northwest Ohio since 1984, a nonprofit organization serving people with DD and their families. We are extremely honored and proud to have the support and the vision of Director John Martin here today. Let's all give a warm welcome to Director Martin.
Well, my dad was a preacher, and he always said, when it's all been said, just say amen and sit down. I've had the privilege to listen to all of the voices here this morning, many voices that I've had the opportunity to get to know and to work with over the past 12 years, and to some of you, many years prior to that. And so I just wanted to make a couple of comments and maybe leave you with a few words of encouragement. So the comments being, it was just about 40 years ago, I think, almost 40 years ago this fall, that I convinced my wife, Sue, that it would be a good idea for her to leave her job and join me as a live-in house parent in a group home for folks who had some intellectual disabilities as well as some behavioral challenges. And so, against her better wisdom, she took me up on that, and we spent 2 years early in our married life as live-in house parents under that old live-in model that probably a lot of you direct support professionals that are here today, you all look pretty young, and so many of you probably were not a part of those models in the early days. And so after doing that, my wife, helping put me through graduate school, went to work in a facility that served really severely physically challenged individuals. And as she was working there, she came home one night and said, "There are no men working in that entire facility. And there are some young folks there that ought to have a man working with them." So I then had the opportunity to work with folks that I had never worked with before and learned to do a lot of the skills in terms of self-need, supporting individuals, bathing, dressing, that were new to me because I had primarily dealt with folks with kind of challenging sorts of behaviors. And then after that background, when we started to have children, my wife and I have 3, of which our middle son has severe disabilities with really complex needs. And so after going from positions of being employed as a direct support professional and doing that kind of work, and then starting to run agencies that provided staffing and support, so I had the opportunity to support and do training with a lot of direct support professionals. My wife and I started to experience the benefit of what direct support professionals do every day of their lives. And you had a lot of neat descriptions here this morning of that work, from people doing the work as well as individuals receiving the work. And as you all know, that is complex. And I was recently at a kind of a gathering that Bethany here coordinated and talked about direct support staff as being puzzle solvers. And really, that's what we as parents really depend upon our direct support staff to do, because often our kids don't communicate that well, and they really struggle with ways of communicating, and particularly if they're nonverbal. And so we depend on staff staying around long enough to really learn what makes our son or daughters tick and learn what it is that they really like and what they don't like, and to help make their lives better and enrich their lives. And so the importance of the direct support professionals and the importance of the longevity is absolutely critical to us as parents. So I'm really impressed with the gathering today of individuals receiving services, individuals providing services, county boards that play such an incredibly important role in our system, and then all of our direct support professionals who some work for agencies, some work for independents, but to have all of you here today, I think is critical. And I think it's critical because, we will soon, before we know it, be engaging in another budget process. And those budget processes are often difficult processes because there are so many competing voices for state funds and federal funds. And so the schools, the children's services boards, higher ed, you all are aware of that. And so what is important for our field is that we make our voices heard, and you make your voices heard, because it is your stories and what it is that makes your life better and the impact of that. It is those things that have an impact on governors and have an impact on legislators. And you had Senator Beagle up here, again, a great supporter. A lot of you have done a great job at meeting with him, and he really understands issues that are in our field. So creating those champions to help support, to continue to move things forward so that we're able to pay the folks who do the work in our system the money that they truly deserve. So again, thanks for all of you coming out. Thanks so much for organizing this event, and just stay together, keep your voices together, and make sure the stories that you told this morning, that you don't stop here, that you continue to tell those stories to legislators and other public officials so that, again, we can continue to improve our system. So thanks for inviting me. It's been an honor to be a part of this community for the past 12 years. Just stay right here.
Yesterday, Mark gave me a call and we played phone tag for I don't know how long, but he asked me if I would present an appreciation plaque today at this event, and of course the first thing out of my mouth was, who am I presenting it to? And when he told me, I was so honored that he asked me to do this. Director Martin is someone that I have so much respect for, and over his tenure, both as a provider, as a DSP as we've heard, as a provider, and also as the director of the Ohio Department of Developmental Disabilities, he has certainly done a fantastic job for the people that we support and for our system. And for that, I want to thank you. So I'm going to read this. This is a plaque that we're going to present to Director Martin, and it reads, "Thank you for your many years of service and dedication to people with developmental disabilities, their families, and to those that support them. The positive impact that you have made will continue changing lives for many years to come. and it says Bridge to Equality Rally, Ohio State House, September 27th, 2018.